Hello, Ouachita. This is The Rundown. I'm Jackson Carter, and next to me is my caddy, Brandon Smith.
In case you haven't noticed, Jackson and I are hitting the links with the golf team this week for the front nine of the show. Mitchell and Tyler will take you to the back nine later with intramural basketball. But first, we have a couple of awards to give out. The OBU men's basketball team claimed the GAC Conference Championship on Sunday, defeating Arkansas Tech 59-54. Colt Faison led the way with 15 points and 10 rebounds and was named the tournament MVP. Another champion from Ouachita was crowned in swimming. Tiger shark Marcus Schlesinger won first place in the 100-meter butterfly while competing at the NCAA Division II Championships. Great job to both the basketball team and the Tiger Sharks for their accomplishments. Now back to golf. Start us off, Jackson. Well, the golf team just teed off their spring season and have so far competed in 3 tournaments. The Tigers are led by 2 sophomores in Will Haggai and Jamie Barker, and also a freshman, Drew Greenwood, who transferred last semester from Memphis. On February 25th, the Tigers hopped in their golf carts and drove to Pottsboro, Texas for the A&M Commerce Invitational. They placed 10th with a total score of 628. Greenwood putted his way to an 18th place finish among the 81 other golfers, scoring 76 on both of his 2 rounds. Barker finished close behind with scores of 79 and 77. Haggai had a fantastic first round, shooting a 76, and finished the tournament with a total score of 162. Barker and Haggai both stepped off the course for a moment to talk with us about Ouachita golf.
We're pretty young. We've got, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, a junior, 2 juniors, and a senior. So we're really young. It's kind of like a rebuilding year, but we've got a lot of potential. Our younger guys are most of our varsity team, so we've got a lot of potential in the future years. We started off the season pretty well, so I think we got good places to go this semester. Personally, I'm not obviously not as big as a lot of guys, so I don't hit it as far, but I can keep up. I don't always hit the ball as straight or as accurately as everyone else. My tendency to make up shots on people would be around the greens. I pride myself a lot on chipping and putting. I've always grown up being one of the smaller guys, so I've had to work around the greens a lot. And through that, I've learned to hit a lot of different shots.
This season, I think, as a goal, we've kind of talked about we want to win the conference championship this year. So that would be a huge improvement from last year, which we didn't do very well in the tournament. But I'd say that's a reasonable goal this year.
The Tiger golfers took on Southern Arkansas on February 11th at the DeGray Lake Golf Course and outdrove the Mule Riders for the first victory of the season. Upcoming tournaments for the golfers include the Ouachita Invitational and the Harding Invitational, followed by the GAC Golf Championships in Hot Springs. For the latest updates on OBU golf, follow them on Twitter at GolfOBU. Now let's chip it to Mitchell and Tyler with intramural basketball.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your intramural section of the Rundown. My name is Mitchell Kelly. Alongside me here again is Tyler Davis, and today we are here to cover the last 2 intramural basketball teams as the season came to a close yesterday. The brackets are up, and teams are preparing to make their run at the championship. What do you think, Tyler?
Well, Mitch, I think it's very interesting how things turned out. With the recall of the football players, we are now looking at one big tournament for both upper and middle league competition. With only one championship shirt available, this heightens the competition and intensifies the game. It's our very own March Madness.
Every team wants to be crowned the champ at the end of the tourney, but the 2 teams we're covering today are poised to claim it for themselves. Today we are covering the men of Beta Black and Petrino's Biker Gang. All right, Tyler, let's start with Petrino's. How do you think that they're going to finish up this season?
I feel like this team already has proven themselves to this point. Petrino's finished the season at 6-2, and they claim the 2nd seed going into the tournament. They get to start out with a bye, and they'll play the winner of Bloodbath and X Factor, who, by the way, they beat both those teams in the regular season. Petrino's has found ways to win in the past, and they want to see that continue in postseason play. The main men you have to account for on this team are postmen Jonathan King and Connor Burke. King played on the junior varsity basketball team here at OBU, and he's an animal on the boards. Burke is a soccer player here at Ouachita, and he prides himself on protecting the paint. Petrino's also poses a threat with shooting guard Will Peckett. He's a spot-up shooter, and he can find a shot from about anywhere on the court. Finally, you have to stop their ball handler, Rizvan Seika. We caught up with him to hear what he had to say about his team going into the tournament.
We've played throughout our freshman, sophomore, junior year, so we have the core, and then we just put in a few players that we needed, that we felt that they would help us out. Our team's strength is definitely we go out and we run a lot because, we do have our weakness is shooting, so we got to make up for it. So we got to outrun everybody, make them get a little more tired, and take advantage of fast break points. And we have the personnel because a few of the guys on the team are soccer players, so we definitely have the fitness advantage over everybody. So.
All right, next we are covering Beta Black. Considering that our very own host Mitchell Kelly is on the team, I'm going to kick it to him to give you guys the ins and outs of Beta Black.
Thank you, sir. Beta Black finished at 6-2 as well, and they claimed the third seed in the tournament. Right behind Petrinos. They'll start off the tournament against Rutgers Park Rejects, who they lost to earlier in the season by last-second free throws. Black is composed of 6 betas and 2 football coaches here at OBU. And the first man you have to account for is point guard Payam Porjavad. He's a soccer player here at OBU and is constantly pushing the ball. Payam is joined by fellow teammate JT Goodrum. The two of them create a defensive pressure that is tough to break. Black has a tandem of shooting guards in Chris Lee and Colby Petty. Both of these guys have the presence and form to put up big numbers. And finally, you have to account for big man Ryan Tibbetts. At 6'5" and a former wide receiver here at OBU, he poses a serious threat in the paint. We caught up with Tibbetts earlier to hear what his thoughts were about Beta Black going into the tournament.
Some of my strengths, I feel like, obviously my height. I'm one of the tallest people on the team. I can go in and get rebounds and work down low in the post. But for me personally, I kind of like to be a slasher, just come into the paint, get a quick layup, and get out of there. Honestly, we just kind of like to fly by the seat of our pants. We don't really like to make any plays up. We're good just working off each other. Me and Mitchell have pretty good eye contact. You know, he'll look one way, and I'll just know, okay, I need to cut here. Payam's great at doing those, making those little reaction plays. JT's good at spotting up and shooting. Jake can also do the same. So we just kind of wing it out there. We don't really have a set offense or anything that we run.
Well, that's all we have. Now Brandon Smith and Hunter Soper are going to join us on the roundtable as we discuss lower league intramural basketball.
Welcome to the roundtable. My name is Mitchell Kelly, and alongside me here I have Brandon Smith, Tyler Davis, and Hunter Soper. And we're here to give you a special roundtable today as we've gotten a lot of people talking to us about how they want to hear lower league basketball covered. So we kind of put our heads together, did some research, and we're going to kind of give you our take on lower league basketball. So we're going to start this show with girls basketball. We have 2 major teams in Chi Delta and Geeks and Sneaks. Brandon, tell me what you think about these 2 teams.
Well, I like Geeks and Sneaks over Chi Delta any day. They obviously have the best name in lower league basketball, Geeks and Sneaks. It just rolls off the tongue. It sounds great. The first word, geeks, that tells you they're smart, they know strategy, they will beat you just by passing the ball around you and with their plays. They also have playmakers like Elise Teal. She's an all-around stud. The whole team is fast-paced and they're very athletic, and I've seen beating Chi Delta any day of the week.
Okay. Gentlemen, what do y'all think?
Personally, I'm a big Chi Delta fan for 2 words, Kelsey Wilson. She's a big-time scorer. I don't know if anybody in lower league women's can outscore her. And surprisingly enough, this team went 0-8 last year and then turned it around and went undefeated this season.
Yep, I'm pretty sure they picked up some, great acquisitions in the offseason, the intramural offseason, which is, just one of the finest times of the year. And they are extremely scrappy. They know what they're doing. They have a bunch of pretty good athletes on their team, and I think that they will run away with the title.
I have to agree. I think that with players like Shelby Bilanowski, I think that she adds a whole nother element with her as tall as she is and the fact that she can score. She hasn't really been stopped yet. And then their coach, of course, is Corey Bird, who we've all heard about and know about. And it's hard to deny the fact that with as loud as he is, he still knows a great deal about basketball. So there's girls basketball for you. Next, we're going to go ahead and kick it over to guys basketball. I know a lot of y'all are excited to hear your teams talked about. We've each done our own research, and we're going to give you our prediction as to who we think is going to win the men's lower league championship this year. Tyler, who's going to win it?
All right, Mitch, I'm going to pick Clink City. Now, you might think that the elimination of the football players would really hurt this team, but athletic team captain Ugo Kalari, he really did a good job of adding players like Sam Dunham. He just has a lot of size, and I don't see anybody in lower league being able to guard him.
Tyler, I completely disagree with you. I think Get Buckets is the team to beat. They're all freshmen. They have size and strength with Colton Corder, Dane Jensen. They also have players such as Scott Hartley and Josh Reaper. I've seen them on campus all the time. They're best friends. They hang out together. They develop chemistry, and also strategy comes with that. And with all the teams that have lost their football players, I think this team's the team to beat.
I would have to disagree. Rather, I have 2 words for y'all, Beta Sheds. And they are currently on a 3-game winning streak. They're doing terrific. They switched from the 2-3 zone because none of them knew how to run it and switched to the man. And I believe that they have, a bunch of chemistry, and they definitely have a lot of fun out there on the court. And I think, if they keep it up, if they come out with a few big wins, they will be able to take home the championship.
I have to disagree with all of you. My personal prediction for lower league guys championship's got to be Beta Blue. And I think the reason is because they have athletes that can be playing at a higher level. athletes like Jason Harris, who blew his knee out earlier, he would have been playing in a middle league or upper league team. Take a look at people like Seth Boyd standing at 6'5". I don't think anyone in lower league can stop a man with that height. You also have players like Jared Launch and John Edwards, who played football here at OBU. I think that when you take a team like that and you put them together, and the fact that they're already all united underneath the cause of Beta, that I think that they really will come together and best the three of your teams.
All right, that's all the time we have for today on the roundtable. We're going to kick it back out to Jackson and Brandon as they close out the show.
Regardless of what our record says, Kappa Slim's holding it down on the basketball courts.
Yeah, right. Be sure to follow The Rundown on Twitter at The Rundown OBU and like our new Facebook page at facebook.com/therundown-OBU. Tweet and leave your comments about your thoughts on today's show and also future topics.
Now, if you'll excuse us, we're going to go try out for the PGA tournament. For Brandon Smith, I'm Jackson Carter. This has been The Rundown.
That's all, folks.